Alright, use the equation x squared equal to negative 8x minus 14 minus y squared minus 4y to answer the questions. What is the equation in standard form? Does the given equation represent a circle, a point, or an empty set? Select one answer choice for the question A and select one answer choice for the question B. Okay, well, they are setting us up right from the beginning because we have this split. It's not equal to 0. So we first want to rewrite everything so that it's equal to 0. The easiest way is I'm actually going to bring this this x squared over to this side. So we're going to have a negative x squared. So x squared minus x squared ends up giving us that 0, and we have a minus x squared over here. So we actually have minus x squared minus 8x minus a 14 minus this y squared minus a 4y. And again, we did that so that it would equal 0. Now notice that this x squared and y squared are negative. The easiest way to undo that is to multiply everything by a negative 1, both sides. And the reason for that is because a negative times a negative will give us a positive. So we have a negative times a negative 1x squared. We are left with a positive x squared. A negative 1 times a negative y squared changes that to a positive y squared. A negative 1 times a negative 8x changes that to a positive 8x. A negative 1 times a negative 4y changes that to a positive 4y. Negative 1 minus 14 changes that to a positive 14. And 0 times negative 1 is still 0. So we're golden now. And we can just continue from here. So I'm going to rearrange this again so that we have our order. And then I'm also going to subtract this 14 from both sides so that we can complete that square. So 14 minus 14 is 0, and then 0 minus 14 is negative 14. So that's how we did with that. And then we're going to add to both sides to complete the square for this x. We have 8 halves, because 8 is attached to the x squared. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. And then we have, for our y terms, the 4 is attached to just the y, which is our linear term. So we have 4 halves squared. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So we are also going to add 16 and 4 to the right hand side to keep this balanced. And then we have our perfect squares. So we have x squared, and then 8 divided by 2 was positive 4. So I'm going to write that plus 4 squared. So this whole thing combines down to be this. Plus, we have our y, and then 4 divided by 2 is positive 2. And so this y squared plus 4y plus 4 factors down to be y plus 2 being squared. That's going to equal negative 14 plus 16 is going to give us 2. 2 plus 4 is going to give us 6. So we have x plus 4 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 6. Now again, if we jump back to this orange box, our 6 is greater than 0. So in this case, the equation represents a circle. So the equation represents a circle because the right side of the equation in standard form is positive.